There's these guys that thought it was a good idea. They call them senators and congressmen and women. They thought it was a good idea to tell soldiers not to have to listen to their commander-in-chief, who happens to be a guy named President Donald J. Trump. Rob, is this the video?
Yep.
Let's go and watch this video here.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day.
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals.
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
But from right here at home. Our laws are clear.
Is this supposed to
You
be like
can
a
refuse
patriotic song?
illegal
Yeah,
orders.
song.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse
Must.
illegal orders.
You
No one
must.
has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
your vigilance is critical.
and know that
Okay,
we
I'm
have
good,
your back.
Rob. If I watch any more of this, it's a
the
little bit tough to
CIA.
watch. So they do this, and then the president responds with a tweet, and here's what it says. Truth Social, it's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President Donald J. Trump. Scott, what do you think about the story here?
Well, first of all, what they're saying is complete and utter bullshit. There are no illegal orders.
I like how you're holding it back a little bit.
What illegal orders?
Yeah.
What has the president said or done? What order? You were in the military. Has he given an illegal order that you know of?
Not that I know of,
And they
no.
can't name one either. I was on CNN yesterday, and we had one of these clowns on, Jason Crow. Casey Hunt asked him, is there a specific order you're worried about? Well, no, we're just generally saying it out loud. The other thing they said there is vital. The threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad. They're coming from within. They said the president is a threat to the Constitution. This is the same garbage they have been peddling that has led to violence against the president, that has led to violence against ICE agents, that has led to violence against people who are operating our government right now. This rhetoric is designed to foment insurrection against the commander-in-chief and violence against the commander-in-chief. Number two, the other issue going on with the Democrats is, and we learned this in the shutdown, their base demands that they do anything and everything to throw sand in the gears of government. Let's shut down the government and keep Trump from operating. Hey, let's tell people to refuse orders so that he can't operate as commander-in-chief. It goes back to 2016. They have never believed this man is a legitimate president. That's what their base believes. And so they demand that their elected officials treat him like he's illegitimate. Telling the soldiers not to follow orders from the commander-in-chief? If I were Donald Trump, I would be outraged. He is outraged. He has every right to be outraged. This is extraordinarily irresponsible what these Democrats are doing.
Now, Newsom came out and said that the president, I don't know if you saw that, Rob, or not, but Newsom said that this sounds like a threat. Okay, and he tweeted about this, I think, yesterday. If you go a little bit lower, you'll see, okay, right there. The president of the United States just called for the death of Democratic lawmakers.
Oh, my God.
This man is sick in the head. Rob, can you go to the comment section? I just want to see how his own following is reacting to him. Telling the military of the United States of America to ignore Commander-in-Chief was a stupid political stunt. Mutiny. Someone tries to get members of the military. Okay, go to the next one. I'm just curious to know what his own audience is saying. Section 18 U.S.C. 238, activities affecting armed force generally criminalizes knowingly advising, counseling, urging any member of the United States military to disobey. Okay, $250,000 fine and 20 years in prison. So that's what Newsom is saying. Now, Stephen Miller responds to this. Perfect picture, by the way. Stephen Miller responds to this as well, and here's what he had to say. Go for it.
It is insurrection, plainly, directly, without question. And when you have one of the lawmakers on that video being unable to state in, as you say, lengthy cross-examination, a single so-called illegal order, it just proves the point. It's a general call for rebellion from the CIA and the armed services of the United States by Democrat lawmakers saying that you have not only the right, but the duty and the obligation to defy orders of the commander-in-chief, that those who carry weapons in America's name should defy their chain of command and engage in open acts of insurrection, that the CIA, the clandestine service, which isn't even legally authorized to operate in the United States, should engage in, again, acts of rebellion and insurrection. These lawmakers should honestly resign in disgrace and never return to public office again.
Now, he's saying that. What's the worst thing that can happen to these guys, Scott?
To the members?
To the members.
I mean, the Congress could censure them, I guess, but nothing will happen to them. And that's what these Democrats are betting on, is that there are really no consequences to their actions. There's no Look, what consequences were there when they shut down the government and they didn't pay the soldiers? You know, it's funny to me, they're worried about soldiers and illegal orders. They weren't so worried about paying the military for 43 days when they had the government shut down. Now they're giving them advice about illegal orders. They treat soldiers like pawns. They treat them like political pawns. That's what they are to Democrats.
What a point right there about the timing of it. You asked this after you shut down the government. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Well, I agree, and I'll add one thing. The illegitimacy of Donald Trump is what's all what they say. Illegitimate president, illegitimate. Really? Most presidents have to beat an opponent. He had to beat the entire media in 2016 stacked against him. He had to beat Hillary. He had to beat all of the subversion that was going on. We'll talk about sedition, the Russiagate, the Steele dossier, and all these. He had to beat all these things, and still America stood up and said, that's our guy, and he got elected in 2016. And ever since that point, at that moment, the establishment core, specifically the Democrats, had this aneurysm, and they've been living in this land of a stroked mind ever since. And so anything he says, you flip it, go the other way. It's such a simple playbook. And you saw the tweet from Gavin Newsom. Anything he says, boom, go the other way. What a sick guy. He's calling for the death of this. Ugh. It's like you have to respond with outrage and victimhood because you don't have a platform to go after. And Mark Kelly, whom, not a lot of oxygen in space, and we can see what happened when he came back.
That guy knows better. He knows better.
Yeah. And that bugs me. Because he was part of NASA. He was part of these, he had this duty and there was this pride. He was this symbol of American pride, an astronaut, and he comes back and now he's a symbol of just campaign gibberish. And that's what I categorize this as. This is campaign gibberish. This is red meat for the media who's going to pick it up and run with it. That's what I think.
Adam.
Well, at some point, the Democratic establishment, the DNC, is going to have to figure out what do we actually stand for other than opposing Trump.
A new victim.
That's all they do. That's their same
Trump.
playbook. And they keep doubling down on it as if it's working.
But I mean, technically, Adam, it's technically, Scott, it's working because that's think about it. Everything Newsom, everybody's Trump. It's going to bleed into the midterms. And then for the 2028, they're going to say whoever he's going to vouch for, whoever he's going to go behind, they're going to be like, that's the same Hitler Nazi. That's all they're going to do. They're going to transfer it
at some
to the
point,
next guy.
you need to sell yourself
it is
as opposed
working.
to just trash someone else. You think it's actually working?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, one whole political party in this country takes it as an article of faith that Russia did steal the election.
Yep.
And now one whole political party will take it as an article of faith that the president is giving illegal orders. These people are dedicated to the creation of narratives and alternate realities to program a political party. And by the way, Democrats are authoritarian in messaging. Once the talking points go out, once the message goes out, they adopt it, they absorb it, and then they punish anyone in their party who won't go along with it. Case in point, John Fetterman, a loyal Democrat. Look at this guy. He pops his head up out of the ditch on one or two issues, and they're out here saying, we got to take him out in a primary. They are authoritarian when it comes to communications. The goal of this is to make every Democrat in the country believe that an illegal order has been given. Nobody can tell me what that is. I'll tell you what else. This is about Venezuela. They are out here protecting these narco-terrorists off the coast. I've been on panel after panel, and they're like, oh, it's illegal for the president to go after these narco-terrorists. This has something to do with these Venezuelan narco-terrorists. The Democrats are protecting them right now, and they're mad that Trump... Look, why did they go to El Salvador and try to bring an MS-13 gangbanger back to the United States? Because the dedication to foreign and illegal populations over American citizens right now is one of the beating hearts of that
You're talking
party.
about the Maryland father?
Yeah.
But now here's the thing.
Maryland man.
We have a Black Friday deal that's going on, started early, 30% off of everything on the site except for a couple items. And we're doing a few unique things. And here's what it is. This mystery box, there's only a few of these mystery boxes left. Anybody that places an order on vtmerch.com above $500, the first 200, you're going to get a mystery box being sent to you with special items in it. But when you open it up, 10 of you are going to get a golden ticket. If you get this golden ticket and you scratch it, you get one of 10 items. One of them is $5,000 gift card to the merch store. One of them is a silver membership to our cigar lounge. One of them is 5 platinum tickets to the Vol Conference. One of them is a 15-minute call with Adam. One of them is a 15-minute call with Tom or Vinny or myself, $2,500 towards Manect, or to be in a skit with Vinny on VT Comedy. You would fly down here. You guys would literally be in a skit. You guys know Vinny runs a zoo here with a bunch of animals.
Incredible.
You would come and be in one of these skits with
Adam's
them.
one of
Now,
them.
You could be a gibbon.
Second, we always get guys. Alan said he wants to be on the podcast so bad because he wants to face against this guy.
Loser.
Bunch of guys are messaging me, telling me they want to be on the podcast. So finally, we've never done this. We said, let's do something crazy, but there's a price for it. You spend over $2,000 on vtmerch.com. You can go buy the shoes. You can go buy the recording with all the classes. Everything right now is together on vtmerch.com. You spend over $2,000 on VT Merch. You will be in a drawing. One of you guys, we will draw from the people that purchase over $2,000. You'll fly in here. We'll go to dinner. We'll do PBD podcast prep, and you'll sit exactly where Scott Jennings is sitting, and you'll do a podcast story with us, right? And we'll cover stories, and we'll ask you, what do you think? What do you think? So if you don't mind that kind of pressure, you want to be have some fun with us, and you'll get a behind the stage, literally, on what happens here. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to see you very, very soon. This goes from November 17th to December 2nd. 99% of the items on vtmerch.com right now are 30% off. Go buy a bunch of products for your husband, for your wife, for your sons, for your kids. Christmas is around the corner. Do some early Christmas shopping. Save that money at vtmerch.com. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.